for those who were, I'm going to just recap a bit, just for a few minutes, for those who were not around last week. But the main things that we were able to look at last week are mainly our last lesson, which was coding level 2. We looked at what we called building capacity to deliver software solution. That was our topic. And under that topic, we are able to look at the requirements gathering. We looked at how the database design. We looked at the sample management. We looked at how we can test the parameters and how we can select them. We looked at the tools that we can use to test our results. We looked at the tools that we can use to analyze data. We looked at the data, how we can store our data. We looked at the deployments and training, and also looked at the requirements gathering. So those were the main things that we were able to look at last time. So we looked at the tools and the software, which we had, like we said, that for spreadsheet softwares, we have the Excel, we have the Google Sheets. We looked at the statistical ones, where we looked at the Python, the R programming. Then for visualizing of data, we looked at still the Python, the Tableau, and then the Power BI. And then we said that for reporting cases, we can use our Microsoft Word, we can use the Google Docs, we can use the LaTeX, and any other tool for us to be able to report. Then we said that we can also, after getting our data, we need to store it, but most importantly, we need to back it up for future use in case we need it. So briefly, that's what we looked at, but the most important thing was that we are looking at how we can build capacity in order for us to be able to deliver software solutions. So that's what we are able to look at last time. And today, allow me now to invite the professor to take us through today's discussion. Professor, you are most welcome.
Oh, thank you, Stephen, for that very able introduction, as well as review of the last lesson 5 on capacity, how we went through the entire learning cycle to deliver the software solution. What we appreciated is that last time we were looking at more of teaching the practice, but in future we would like practice teaching where the learners are actually themselves in the driving seat. So today we are going to proceed to the last lesson 6 on capability. And allow me share my screen so that I can be able to present to you using the PowerPoint. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, Professor.
That's wonderful. So lesson 6, that is capability in delivering software solution. And this builds on capacity. So the outline for capability is as follows. We will have introduction. Then we have interlinkages between data science, deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Then the application is in delivering software solution. Then we shall look at the assessment criteria to judge the capability of an algorithm. And then we shall have a light open blended university dashboard for capability building to deliver a software after you have built capacity, where you want to build capability. Then we shall have next steps and acknowledgement. As a matter of introduction, capability of delivering a software solution to a problem is the ability for one to develop an algorithm through its entire life cycle, like we saw the practices. But this time capability, it must go to the end users. For capacity, it was more of practice to make sure you can do it, that you have the skill. But capability, what distinguishes it is that the software solution, right from problem identification to delivery in the production environment, it ends up in the end user's hands. So, capability of delivering a software solution is enhanced by leveraging the knowledge and techniques in data science, deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. All these are related. In the next slide, I will show you a diagram that shows how they are interrelated. Otherwise, data science entails extracting insights and knowledge from data through various statistical, mathematical techniques, data mining, and visualization. By understanding the underlying relationships, patterns, trends that can inform decision-making. Then machine learning and deep learning are subsets of artificial intelligence that focus on creating algorithms and models that learn from the data to make predictions or projections, as well as to train devices to do activities that otherwise human beings would undertake. And so the difference really is that the machine learning uses the mathematical algorithms, but deep learning goes and borrows from human errors. So you have neural networks, but these are artificial, but they are built in a way to mimic the way the brain operates. And then the algorithms are used to power or train the devices to be able to undertake activities or to be able to deliver solutions to the problems at hand. I hope this diagram is clear. It's the one that shows you the relationships between data science, deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. So as we saw, the skills that you have in data science include learning the languages. We saw the different languages like Python, Java, JavaScript, C++. But you also need skills which are statistical like R. You need mathematics, statistical tools, as well as visualization for decision making. All of that fall in data science. But then the data is used by the mechanisms of artificial neural networks through deep learning, which mimics the brain with neural network architecture to handle the data, images, and time series. Related to this is also machine learning, where the algorithms are used to train the machines to mimic human beings and undertake activities. So you can see that deep learning and machine learning are subsets of artificial intelligence, which enables a machine to think like man. Remember, when we are looking at coding in agriculture, we are answering the question, how can technology help in agriculture? Or how can technology help solve a problem in your discipline? And so all of these, you see the pathways of which data is managed in order to address the problems at hand. So next, we want to look at the applications of data science, machine learning, deep learning in delivering a software solution. We begin with the data processing. In this one, data science techniques are used to pre-process data before feeding into machine learning and deep learning models. Future engineering involves extracting meaningful information from data to create relevant features that are used as inputs into machine learning and deep learning models. Then model development and training. All of these activities or tasks are the ones that demonstrate that you have capability now to deliver a software solution to the end users, having grasped the knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom, the empowerment, and the capacity across the entire learning cycle of delivering the software solution. So model development and training, here we have machine learning and deep learning algorithms are applied to the data to develop predictive or decision-making models. And as we saw earlier, even training robots, automation, and all of that. Then there is also model evaluation and validation. These are activities that must be done by somebody who demonstrates capability to be able to handle data science techniques, which are used to evaluate and validate performance of software solutions using metrics such as how accurate is my algorithm, how precise is it, what is its ability to recall, what is its F1 score, and all of those your capability in coding. Then, of course, deployment and integration. Developed and validated models are integrated into software solutions using APIs and libraries. All of these are what demonstrate capability beyond your capacity. If you can integrate one algorithm to another, feeding in another, and all of that using APIs and libraries. Then, of course, since you have your solution, you need to monitor it and maintain it. And so data science techniques are used in monitoring and maintaining deployed software solutions. The criteria that is used to assess the capability of an algorithm to address real-life problems include the functional requirements, scalability, its performance. In the past, we have looked at security issues and access. As you know, data is very expensive, and you want to ensure that authorized personnel are the ones able to access it with permission, and so there are controls to ensure that your data does not run the risks of hackers. Then the reliability of their algorithm in making the predictions to address your problems. Then integration, you need your algorithm to be with the flexibility to integrate with other algorithms in order to achieve the multiple tasks. For example, in the last example, we looked at soil testing. You have identification of the soil sampling units. From there, you take the soil samples, so those must be integrated. Then it has to feed into the drying, the analysis, interpretation of the results, and then making the recommendations. So all those integration of the different algorithms must be taken into consideration to demonstrate your capability in coding. So I'm teaching more about capability, but really capability is a personal issue that is judged when you are able to undertake what I'm teaching about, like maintainability of the algorithm, the user experience, support and training. If you have developed your algorithm, you need to help the end users to be able to use it effectively. And so you must have the technical capacity or capability to support them through training. Then, of course, it has to comply with the regulations. Perhaps today, this dashboard will be the main one to bring out the point that capability is really a personal issue, because everyone has their own God-given potential, and you are only capable of doing certain tasks. And so depending on your capability, you will have to select, identify, and make choices. For example, in this table, it has all the 6 lessons that we have been studying. We started on Monday with knowledge, Tuesday understanding, Wednesday we were looking at wisdom, how you link to the real world problems, real life problems, then empowerment with skills. Last Friday we looked at capacity, and today we are looking at capability. Now in this dashboard, it really shows you that although we are using coding in agriculture, but it can be coding in soil health, like I've been emphasizing in my examples. It can be in plant health, it can be in livestock health, human health, financial health, mechanical engineering. For those of you who attended the first lesson on knowledge, you may realize that knowledge that I presented applies to all these disciplines, all areas, all fields of studies where you address real life problems, whether it's human health or plant health. Knowledge of coding is very important. The same to understanding, which builds on knowledge to be able to capture the different dimensions and concepts from data capture to data processing, and then to providing a solution. The 3 stages. So you need to understand them depending on whether your field of interest is soil health, plant health, livestock health, human health, financial health, or whether it's mechanical engineering. These are the ones that I could list in this PowerPoint, but as you know, people are already applying coding principles in music. Many of them fly the drones when they are taking pictures during functions like wedding and all of those. So the list here can go on and on, but knowledge really and understanding applies across all those fields. Now, when it comes to wisdom, we said wisdom is now the application of the knowledge and understanding you have in coding, the different concepts, to now solve a real life problem. So this is where now the differences begin to take place. So now you realize the challenge that I have for today's lesson, that if I'm talking about capability in coding, what am I talking about? Is it soil health, plant health, livestock health, human health, financial health, mechanical engineering? It begins with the stage of wisdom, depending on which problem you are understanding. So capability will depend on your ability to apply knowledge, understanding, wisdom in a given specific area. And once you have identified your specific problem that you want to address, for which you now want to build capability, you then have to get empowerment, the skills. So in this table, I have tried to show you that different skills at the level of empowerment are required for different disciplines. In soil health, R applies a lot, Python and MATLAB. And because of the data, so many soils data, SQL is also used, but also other coding skills are used. Related to that is in plant health, they are closely related. Soils and plants are almost the same, one fits into the other. So R and Python and MATLAB apply. When it comes to livestock health, it has many aspects. It has the general programming. Then it has so many requirements for very high level performance, which requires C++ kind of embedded algorithms. Then it has many value chains like dairy value chains, including milk chains, yogurt, so many of those. So in those cases, then you have to use like Java language and all of that. So in human health, they use Python, R, MATLAB, but for the EMR, they use Java and also other software. In financial health, we saw that for enterprises, they mainly use Java, but to some extent Python, C++, and R. In mechanical engineering, because it requires high performance, C++ is the one that is often used, Python, then MATLAB. So you see that this dashboard is useful for you to determine your entry point for building your capability. Now, after you have identified your problem at level of wisdom and you have gained the skills through empowerment, then capacity you have to practice through the entire learning cycle or life cycle for delivering the software solution. And for the different stages or step by step, depending on your discipline, you will definitely have different skills, different activities. So that's why the table is blank at those levels. Once you have practiced through and you are well-grounded in the different practices, then you have to demonstrate capability in that you now develop a software solution to address a problem, and it has to be delivered to the market end users to be able to use it, and that is capability. So you see that then there you have to determine where you are. The way why I presented this one is that this is what we shall be using in our university, light, open, and blended university. When you come to us, we shall be using this for diagnosis to determine your entry point. We would ask you if you have attended our knowledge and understanding and you really understand them. Then we begin at the level of wisdom. What problem do you want to solve? We are very well equipped with the scientific method, so we can be able to apply it. All you do is you come with your skills, the knowledge you are coming from in the field, and we can help you. Right, we've started from senior 6, but we can do this for diploma, degree, master's degree, and we are capable of delivering even to the philosophy doctorate, PhD. So in any of these levels, depending on your entry point. So this dashboard helps us to begin from the real basics where you don't have anything, and we impart the knowledge to capability where you deliver a solution to solve a problem on the market. So when you visit us, remember this is what we shall be. The questions will be coming from here. For example, we ask you in skills, which language do you have in or you want to be able to learn to solve your problem. So most of the questions will be coming from here. You need to always prepare based on this dashboard. It will be our working document. So the next steps I was discussing with Stephen, he will be helping me, I think from now onwards, I think since I've covered what I really wanted to demonstrate, that for capability, it is an individual component of applying all the other lessons we have learned. So going forward now, we have been coming. Maybe Stephen will facilitate the discussion, but my quick thoughts are that we need to talk about the practical tomorrow. We have shared the pin, but it will be playing with the soil, which we call mud, and mobile phone. We shall have an app which the end user is using. He has shared a program for those who are on the platform, WhatsApp platform, but he will take you through the details. To be tomorrow, 12th December 2023. Then you will first say to you to talk quickly about identification of coding areas of interest for future pursuit based on the dashboard that I presented in the last slide. Then it will interest you to join the WhatsApp group, because that's where you will be. We shall be opening the communication channel to address your needs, future needs. Then these needs may be related to a certificate. Some of you have been asking whether we should issue a certificate, and I think Stephen will inform you. He has prepared, I think, some certificate for those who will participate in the practical. They will get a certificate. Then we may think about the diploma and degree programs in future and plans for the next course. Once again, I want to thank those who have supported us over the years and interested us to take on this interesting task, like the Commonwealth of Learning Call, Government of Uganda through its National Board of National Council of Higher Education, which we are working with to finalize the registration of the university. We have put in our application, and then the local government of Wakiso District, then the Board of Directors, Light Open and Blended University, members of Light Open and Blended University Council, members of Truth Bible Church, Mr. Ronald Dungu, and Mr. Stephen Kaziba. Stephen, I want to submit back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor, for that comprehensive presentation. Thank you so much for taking us through that session. I want to ask the members whether there is any person who has a question concerning the presentation, anything that you may need clarification in. Any member who has a question, kindly ask, or you can send a message in the chat in case you have any question. Okay. Okay. I think everyone is okay. Thank you so much, Professor. Now tomorrow.
Sorry, Stephen. I thought
Yes.
Mr. Okello was talking. Maybe we couldn't get him, or is I think only his mic is on.
Okay, Mr.
Can you
Okello?
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prof, for taking us through this session and the entire schedules of of this coding program. In the second last slide, when you brought in those tools, what the language there. When you are entering or when you are coding the options there, does it mean now you still need to have the answers ready? Like, for example, that you gave us using the soil in selecting the best pH, you have already embedded the best option there. But I'm seeing now, like in, let's say in diseases, or let me use diseases for the case of, let's say, animals, specifically maybe piggery. Do I need now to have all the symptoms which is associated with a particular disease, such that if I program that, somebody can easily be matching the diseases and then print out the final, let's say, the results that says, okay, this one can be the swine fever. Thank you. And sorry for taking you back.
Let me unmute. Thank you very much, Basil, for the question. Question that do you have to have the answers? Definitely no. All you need to know is what problem is to be addressed in the market. Stephen, can we trace who of those members has his microphone open so that they mute it? Otherwise, very interrupting.
Let me disable something now. Let me disable. So it is okay, Professor, you can go on.
Okay, thank you very much. He was asking, especially starting at wisdom, you have a specific problem you want to address. It may be in livestock health. There are so many practical problems that you have in livestock. In terms of the nutrition feeding, for example, you may have different animals with different capacity or ability to produce milk, their productive capacity. And you want to feed them according to their performance. So if that's the problem you want to address, then we have to go through that and determine what skills you need. It may be an algorithm that allows certain quantity of feed and of a specific nutrient profile to be fed to that livestock. But it may be in the field where you want to regulate the paddocks so that the animals don't, they use a certain paddock for maybe 2 days or 1 week, like that, regulating the carrying capacity on the pastures. So you may have an algorithm that creates maybe an artificial fence. When the animals approach it, they think there is a fence and they cannot go beyond, and all of those. Then it may be monitoring some diseases and all of that. So there are different aspects depending on your field of study. All we do is just help you with the technical aspects to address your specific problem, but you must be able to know what your problem really is. I hope that helps. Interact more to help you be able to understand. But that's what we follow in the scientific method. You identify the problem, then we go through the requirements, then we design, and then we code, and then you test the code, quality assurance, and all of that until you deploy it. So, but we have to start with what problem are you want to solve? Because you can't solve every problem in life, and you don't have that capability to do all of that. You may not have all the languages. Yeah. I hope that helps.
Basil? Basil, you can unmute. Okay. Hope, I think, Professor, that
yes,
is very
I've got you. Thank you. Thank you very much for the explanation.
okay. Yes. Do we have any other questions? Those who may have, okay. Let me hope now it is very okay. Now, dear members, tomorrow we shall be having our practical session. Now, the practical session, we anticipate that it will take about 5 hours. We shall start our program, the tentative program for tomorrow. We are hoping that at 8, everyone would have reached the venue. That's what we anticipate. And then we shall start the registration at 8:30. So the registration will require you to have the fee, to pay the fee, to write your names. And then at exactly 9, we shall start to review the lessons. So reviewing of the lesson, it will take 1 hour. That is, we shall look at all the lessons that we have been having with the professor, right from last Monday up to today. So we shall have a recap of those lessons that professor has been able to take us through. And then at exactly 10, we shall download the MAD mobile phone practical that we shall be doing. However, since we are going to be interacting with soil, we shall request that members that are going to come on the venue, you walk with the gumboots. You may pack your gumboots. You may need gloves such that we do not touch in the soil directly using our fingers, because you know that there might be some few insects in the soil. And then, since we are going to fly the drones, we shall use the drones. We may need a headgear. So those who can move with a headgear or cape, it is advisable that you move with them. Then after that, we shall have our practical, and everyone will have an interaction with the drone. You will be able to fly it. We shall be able to analyze and everything. So, and after that, at exactly around, then we shall have a simple break. So we shall have some few snacks. And then after, we shall have the certificate awarding. We shall award certificates to all those people who would have attended. And then lastly, we shall have the closing remarks. And then we shall take you through a few things, and maybe we may have here people who may want to progress to the next level, maybe a diploma, maybe a degree, but still in that area of coding or using of technology. So we shall have a brief through that. And then also at that moment, Professor will tell us briefly about the Light and Open University that is that it has already started, but just waiting for approvals from the National Council. but the university will be running for those people who are still in holiday and those who may have time to continue. So that is briefly what we shall have tomorrow. And all those who are traveling, kindly come early and make sure you come on time. Yes, Isaac. Isaac, unmute. Isaac, seems you have a question. Semakula? Okay. I don't know that we have. Yes, Raphael? Raphael, unmute. A drop.
Maybe you cannot mute all. If they're using phone, sometimes going back to unmute is a bit challenging.
Oh.
Okay, thank you for the program. I came in late because of other issues, but what you have been communicating, I haven't got it clearly, so I don't know how you helped me.
Okay, Raphael. Isaac? Isaac, you can ask.
Will the session tomorrow be also live streamed on YouTube?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now, tomorrow, Raphael, what I was communicating, I was saying that tomorrow we shall have the practical session. Tomorrow we are going to have the practical hands-on and working with the drones and other equipments. So that's what we are having tomorrow. And the venue, where is the venue? Tomorrow, like we communicated earlier on, the venue is along Gayaza Road. And those who have expressed interest in coming for the practical session, we have already added you on the group because we requested that all those who to fill in the form. So all those people who filled in the form, we have been able to add you to the WhatsApp group, and we have already posted there the program and other communications that you need. So what is happening tomorrow is when we shall have, tomorrow we are going to try, depending on how the program is, to see whether we can live stream it. We shall try, but we shall let you know. We are going to first have a discussion with the professor and see whether we shall be able to live stream it, but we shall capture some videos. We shall record some videos for those people who are very far, like people who are in Moyo, who had expressed interest to come and have it practically. For those ones, we are still getting a solution for you. But one of the solutions, I said, we are likely to have some session in Moyo, mainly when we come for the farm camp in May next year. Yes, but we shall try to capture some video such that we bring everyone on board. Yes, Raphael, do you have another question? Okay. I think that is it.
What about some of us who are in a German?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that we are going to try to bring some things online, but we shall first check on how the weather will be and also the equipments we shall have with us.
It's okay then.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Do we need to carry the laptops or we come with the fully charged phones on?
Mainly the phones, but you can still run on laptops, but it is preferable you use the mobile phones.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Professor, any concluding remarks?
Yeah, just thank all of you who have gone through the different lessons. I'm seeing on some platforms showing mine was
Yes, Professor. Seems we have lost you.
what I was saying is to thank everyone who has participated and also to encourage that as many people as possible should be able to pick on to contact us. Then the team has been working very hard, so please make sure that you pay the money, the cost, especially for the practical session. We have offered the sessions online free, and still members are also expecting the practicals online. So Stephen, we may have to discuss that. How do we ensure that we get some payment for the services that the team members are offering? The fee is 120,000 for those who are attending the practical tomorrow. So thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, have a good afternoon, everyone.